So this place is somewhere I've been working for about a month now, and at the minute it's a weekly property. I go in every week. So I just thought I'd do this video just to show you a new property, and also just to show you the types of properties and types of jobs I've been picking up lately. This job has it all, so I'll just go through and tell you a lot of the jobs I've been offered, not just this year so far, but also a lot of the jobs I was offered last year as well. This sort of garden is primarily the sort of things I've been picking up for the last couple of years. So as you'll be able to see in the video now, this property does have a few flower beds to go around. Now, the one thing I am offered more than anything else in gardening jobs is weeding. It is my least favourite thing to do in gardening. It is obviously everybody else's least favourite thing to do as well, because nobody seems to be taking these jobs on. A lot of the times when I go to look at these new jobs, the customer will tell me that they've had other gardeners in before to have a look at the jobs, and they've never even bothered to put a price in because they're just not interested in doing the weeding. Unfortunately, lately some of the jobs I'm offered are only weeding. They don't have anything else involved. The amount of times I turn up to a new job and the first thing the customer will tell me is that they do their own lawns. I'm not sure, it's just something that us guys over here in the UK and England do. I work for people who are in their 80s or 90s who still cut their grass, still like to get out and do a bit, but the weeding side of it they can't do, and that's the part they need me to come in and do. So it's not my favourite part, but I'm fairly lucky on this job. The weeding part of it is very small. If I could get away without doing any weeding, I would. Now, this property has a fair amount of strimming to do as well. That's another thing I find that my customers don't like doing. Even if they do their own lawns, they will not do their own strimming. They don't own a strimmer, so that's something they will ask me to do. There's a lot of strimming around bushes in this garden. Do have to be a little bit careful. They do have a couple of dogs. They've not been too good at picking up the mess, so that is something to keep an eye on. But the strimming side of it is always a must. Also on this job, they've had a new section of driveway put in, so I had to spend 10 minutes clearing off a load of stones and gravel off of the grass I was supposed to be cutting. I can't blame builders because I actually used to be a builder, so this is the sort of thing I would have probably done once upon a time, left it to the gardeners to tidy up. So now it's on with the lawn mowing, and I have been fairly lucky in the last couple of years where I have picked up just lawns, just a few lawns where I go in, cut the grass maybe once a fortnight or once, maybe twice a month, and those sort of jobs are perfect to me. If I could do more of them, I would. That's the sort of thing I'm really hoping to pick up more of this year. As I said earlier in the video though, it is very rare I have a job that is just lawn mowing. There is normally something else involved. It may be a case of cut the lawn twice a month or something like that, but there is normally something else entailed in that, whereas like there'll be a hedge involved or some weeding. So it's very rare for me to get just cut the grass and go, but that is what I'm keeping my eye out for this year. I have had quite a few jobs in the past which have been hourly rated jobs, and what tends to happen with those jobs is it may be a job like this, for example. You go in, you cut some grass, do a bit of weeding, maybe cut some hedge for the customer, and what has tended to happen with me in the past is the customer's not cut the grass before, and then all of a sudden the customer decides they want to cut their own grass because maybe I'm spending half an hour doing the grass and they'd rather me be spending an extra half hour doing some weeding or something like that. That's something they can't do, And when them sort of jobs happen, that really annoys me. It shouldn't annoy me, but it does, because I want everything to look good. You know, when I turn up to these places, I want them to all look nice. And when the customer cuts their own grass, they normally cut it far, far too short. You know, they will absolutely hack it to death. And that's happened to me quite a few times. And lately as well, it's happened to me as well. So, and I turn up and I think, oh, you know, what's going on? I'll speak to the customer and she says, you know, oh, we wanted to free your time up so you could get more weeding done. And those sort of jobs this year, if something better comes along for me, such as lawn mowing, I will probably just stop going to some of these customers. You know, let a couple of them go, because it just really winds me up when these customers think maybe they're not quite getting their money's worth out of me, so decide that they want me to do more weeding, so they decide to cut their own grass. I know it shouldn't annoy me, but it's just something that just gets on my nerves. Another thing I've found with the customers over the last 2 years of advertising as I do, very, very often the first question I'm asked on the telephone normally goes, "Hello there, are you the gardener?" I say yes. The second thing I get asked is, "How much do I charge an hour?" That is without even asking what the job entails, whether it be a hedge or lawn or weeding. They just want to nail you down for a price straight away. I always tell the customers I need to look at the job first. If I can help it, I do not want to be nailed down to an hourly rate. There was a time I would quite happily do hourly rate for people, but I am changing the way I do things now, and more things are on set price. Problem with set prices are you are probably more difficult to pick up the set prices. I sometimes feel the customers don't feel like they're getting their money's worth out of you, but I'm being quite strict this year, and everything hopefully I pick up will be a set price. So yeah, it's just something I thought I would mention, especially you new guys out there. Don't feel pressured into being nailed down to a price straight away. Always go and have a little look at the jobs and try and get the best deal for yourself. So a little bit more about this job in particular. As I said before, I've had it for about a month now, and at the minute it's a weekly property. It probably will change to a fortnightly property. The customer was quite keen to get everything under control as fast as possible, and all I could offer her was 2 hours a week at the minute. Now, it is an hourly rate one at the minute, but I have arranged with the customer, once we are on top of things, it will become a set price to go in and just mow the lawns and keep all the beds free from weeds. Occasionally I may chuck in cutting a couple of the bushes for her as well. The hedge work will be separate, that will be a separate price, probably twice a year. But at the minute she just wanted me to come in and get on top of things as quickly as possible. She really wanted me to come in like 2 or 3 times a week, and I just wasn't able to do that for her. So at the minute a weekly property, but it will eventually go into fortnightly. This lawn is a perfect lawn for the Hayter that I've been using lately. Found it cuts it very, very nice. All lawns I'm cutting at the minute are getting extremely dry. We've had the driest April I think on record for a long, long time. We just have not had any substantial. We've had a few showers here and there, but nothing substantial at all. A lot of my lawns now are starting to look like they're sort of suffering a little bit. As I say, I'll manage to keep on top of this, no trouble. Fortnightly will be perfect for this place. Once I get on top of it for the customers, shouldn't be a problem. I suppose if this drought continued and all my lawns were to dry out, they wouldn't need mowing half as much. I would be then grateful for the weeding and that sort of jobs, just because if the lawns aren't needed to be mowed, and that was the only job I'd done for the customers. They would sort of tell me no, not to worry this week, and I'll be losing money. So I suppose at the end of the day, I am grateful for having a few weeding jobs, just not too many. Here's the giving the Hayter a bit of a clean off. It's got that attachment where you can just plug the hose in and run the engine and the blades for a minute, and cleans the underneath for me, nice and ready for the next job. So this property is all done. Just thought I'd give you a bit of a glimpse into the properties I've been picking up for the last couple of years. They are mainly all a bit of a mixed bag. If I could pick up a few more lawns, I'll be happy. I will let you know in the future how that goes.
I am getting fairly behind with making these videos at the minute. Haven't done anything up to date for a long time, so I just thought this video I would end it just to sort of say hello and just show you what's been going on. As I say, we'll hopefully get a little bit of rain soon. Haven't been able to do any fertilising on any of the lawns just because it's been so dry. Actually done my own at home about 2 weeks ago, probably, yeah, nearly 2 weeks ago, and since doing it we had no rain, so people are asking me to weed and feed the lawns, but at the minute you can't do it just because it's just been so dry. So I'm going to keep my eye on the forecast and see if hopefully will be a little bit of rain. I don't want to go too mad. I'm not complaining about this weather. I say it's been lovely to work in, and it has kept, you know, we haven't had these big lush lawns to be mowing yet. I just think that give it another week or so, if we have a couple of heavy downpours, everything will be growing like crazy, and yeah, we'll all be happy. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, take care, be good, I'll see you soon. Be good.